the franchise player of YouTube.com of the IWC. The YWC is right here and right now with the most pivotal, the most shocking, the hottest stories in WWE. Remember to become a channel member, like, comment, and hype this video. This morning, it is absolute chaos. It is bedlam. Reports flying around that a major WWE star has been terminated, has been fired. It has gotten a lot worse for this superstar, for this athlete, for this wrestler. And a former world champion is making their way back into professional wrestling. And this is a prominent champion that has not only been in ECW, but he has also been in WWE. Stick around because we have got the insider reactions, Triple H's explosive backstage response, and how this will change and alter the WWE going forward in 2026. Because as you know, it is going to be a November to remember. Let's get right into it. Let's start with the first half of this breaking story. And again, it's so important to donate below with a super thanks donation because we are on location. Multiple sources, and yes, even some internal WWE chatter, rumor, suggest that one top name was officially terminated from WWE just hours before tomorrow's edition of the Blue Brand of SmackDown. We are hearing mixed reports. Some say it was a contract violation. Others claim it was a creative fallout with Triple H himself. Fans online are calling it one of the most unexpected firings since 2022. And get this. According to some in the locker room, this superstar didn't take this news lightly. One source told SeanzViewEnt Entertainment that, quote, the mood backstage instantly changed. People were shocked. Whispers, phones out, chaos absolutely everywhere. Could this have been part of a storyline, or did WWE really pull the plug? That, viewers, that is the million-dollar question, because it would appear as if right now we're going to jump right into the story, not waste any of your time, guys. The superstar, the wrestler in question is indeed none other than a superstar that actually took out, that actually damaged, that actually ended the career of a former WWE champion. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the man that ended the career of Big E. I'm talking about Ridge Holland's situation takes a turn for the worse after he has been terminated. He has been pink slipped. He has been fired. He has been let go. He has been absolutely terminated. According to Fightful Select, WWE sources confirmed that his contract was cut short after the company allegedly deemed his recent public statements a breach of contract. Holland was emotionally with raw messages dealing how he's been unpaid for a while, recovering from a serious injury suffered on the job. Now, WWE has reportedly decided to part ways with the original expiration date of mid-November. The early termination not only crushes and ends any hopes of financial support from WWE through the rest of his recovery and his injury, but it also makes a rear shift in company practices. Historically, WWE has not released talent still in the long-term medical recovery, but this is reportedly not the first time in the past year that such a decision has been made. Holland, who sustained a neck injury on September the 27th, is expected to be out of action until well into 2026. Now, with 7 months of healing still ahead, he has been released, and it strongly suggests that WWE has no plans to pay him for the remainder of his original deal. Your thoughts, your comments, your opinions, and your emotions on all of that. Now, as soon as the firing news broke, AEW fans started flooding social media. Some believe that this star could already be in talks with Tony Khan. And while WWE stays silent, according to those in the know, not confirmed, USA Network is reportedly frustrated with the backstage instability surrounding the ratings of SmackDown and the slide that is on, the trajectory that the Blue Brand of SmackDown is on at this time and at this hour. If this was WWE's attempt to clean house, it may have backfired big time, because Ridge Holland doesn't just have the WWE to go to. He has multiple wrestling promotions, indies. Does he even want to return to professional wrestling at this stage of the game? You're going to have to wait and see to find out, because, guys, it's all about waiting and seeing. But then, viewers, in a moment that nobody predicted, in a moment that nobody saw, a former world champion is going to be walking right back through the curtain, and he's going to be doing it live in professional wrestling. The crowd's going to explode. The lights are going to go gold. The theme is going to hit, and instantly social media is going to blow up. Fans are already calling it what will be, perhaps potentially, the return of the year. The energy in the building will be unreal. People will be on their feet. Phones will be out. Absolute electricity. And the timing right after the firing segment, if it felt intentional. Like WWE sending a message, you may leave, but the real stars always return. Was this Triple H's way of taking back control of the narrative? Because if it was, it may very well work. Sources close to creative claim that even staff members were not informed of the return. And I'm going to get into the name. I'm going to get into the return again. This man is a former ECW champion. He's a former world champion. He's also a former WWE superstar. One of the strongest men in the WWE. And I am not talking about the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. But ladies and gentlemen, pound for pound, this man was as dominant. And this man was as... well, he was powerful, man. He was the power behind ECW. We have seen chaotic nights before. Montreal Screwjob, CM Punk walking out. But this one, viewers, is going to hit you differently from all of that, okay? And I'm not saying it's going to be bigger or mightier, but one firing, one return, both symbolic. A message to the locker room. No one's untouchable. No one's untouchable, but redemption is possible. The backstage morale reportedly split. Half the talent is celebrating, half could be panicking with this return because according to those that know, the superstar in question, Triple H was said to be visibly heated during commercial break segments. He reportedly pulled a few top names aside, demanding tighter control over leaks and social media chatter. But what stood out most was the look on his face when that world champion returned. It wasn't anger, it was relief. If the reports are true, this return will be for a long-term plan, kept off the books, hush, even from production. Triple H may have just pulled off one of the biggest secret reveals of the year. Twitter, or X, went into absolute meltdown. WWE fired and champions returned, both trending within 15 minutes. Fans are divided. Some are calling the firing unfair, others praising WWE for the bold storytelling. And get this, several WWE wrestlers liked cryptic posts, including more firings and returns are coming soon. Even AEW stars were seen watching. One former WWE wrestler tweeted, "Guess the door's never really closed." You can't write this stuff. This is the chaos that makes pro wrestling thrive. So what's next, viewers, fans, and subscribers? Expect WWE to capitalize big on this moment. Merch, promos, network interviews, they'll milk it. The fired star could show up on another show within weeks, and the returning world champion is rumored to be inserted right into the world title picture for 2026, because he is, again, a former world champion. Could this all lead to a massive crossover storyline, or is this WWE's attempt to reignite the Monday Night Wars with the energy against AEW? Because the tension right now feels real. And that is your full breakdown at this stage of tonight's insane double headline. One star fired, another champion returns live, and I'm talking about the former ECW World's Heavyweight Champion, Ezekiel Jackson. And Triple H is caught in the middle of all of this. Remember the Book of Zeke. This could mark a brand new chapter in WWE, one where anything can happen and no one's safe. If you want the truth beyond anyone else, make sure to subscribe, click the bell, comment, and remember to donate below with a super thanks donation or become a channel member today. What do you think? Who do you think should have been fired? Who do you think deserves the return spotlight? You're watching SeanzViewEnt Entertainment, your number one source for WWE breaking news, rumors, headlines, speculation, and insider gossip. Stay passionate, stay subscribed, and stay tuned, because what's going to happen with the lunatic fringe Dean Ambrose? That is where we're going to get into the next chapter. Because, ladies and gentlemen, you can talk about contracts, you can talk about disputes, you can talk about 5-year contracts, but what is the plan? Because you see, when Dean Ambrose left the WWE, it was under different circumstances. It was a different regime. It was different partnerships. It was different ownership. There was no TKO. Triple H was involved, but not to this extent. There was Vince McMahon. There was a different powers that be, a different creative team. Now, it is all changed. It is all erupted. It has been all disrupted. Ever since Dean Ambrose left, it has been a world of change. It has become it's become better. Ambrose left, things got better. Isn't that something? But now, could the return of the returns cometh for Dean Ambrose? Because now the expectations are at an all-time high. As a matter of fact, it is sky high. Remember to subscribe. And remember to keep the energy going, because you guys are the pulse behind SeanzViewEnt Entertainment. where if it's not brash, well, then it very well could clash. Also at this time, Brian Idol claims AEW's national championship is retaliation after NWA lawsuit fallout. TKO reports 1.112 billion in Q3 revenue as WWE surges. See, and this is why the ticket sales are going to go up even more and higher, because fans are still going. Fans still are finding the money. Fans are still finding a way to go to WWE events, even at the cost, even at the expense, even though it's ridiculous, the prices, even though it is not sustainable. Britt Baker gets the last laugh after getting mocked for a side hustle ad. What is going on with Britt Baker? Do you want to see Britt Baker in the WWE? Subscribe today.